This is Ben Domain, Managing Editor with WestfordCAT News, and welcome to this week's edition of the WestfordCAT News Show. Last Tuesday, voters in Westford took to the polls to settle a number of contested races and ballot questions, including questions involving a debt exclusion for the proposed town center building at 51 Main Street and whether the town of Westford will recognize Indigenous Peoples Day. 3 candidates competed for 2 open school committee seats. School committee incumbent Valerie Young will serve a second term on the committee, alongside newcomer Bill McDonald, who will replace 2-term Gloria Miller, who did not seek re-election. Quote, "I am thankful to all of the Westford voters who came out today in support of me, the candidates across the ballot, the questions, and most importantly, our schools," McDonald told WestfordCAT. "I'm extremely honored and proud to be on the school committee and serving the town of Westford." 3 candidates also competed for 2 open Board of Health seats. Board of Health incumbent Michelle Petoniak Crawford, who has served on the Board of Health since 2010, will return to the board for an additional term. Newcomer Megan Hughes won the second contested seat, replacing Zach Cataldo, who did not seek re-election. Hughes thanked residents for, quote, trusting her with their vote. Voters also rejected creating a Proposition 2.5 debt exclusion for funding for a proposed town center building at 51 Main Street. The proposal, which was projected to cost approximately $12.4 million, was dismissed at an October 17, 2022 special town meeting on procedural grounds, and rejected by voters during a March 25th annual town meeting. Voters rejected creating the debt exclusion for the project on both the November 8, 2022 special town election ballot and the May 2nd town election ballot. The question, which failed by approximately 500 votes during the November 8th election, failed by approximately 600 votes on May 2nd. Since about 2017, the town has allocated approximately $900,000 towards a needs study, design and testing of the site, as well as additional demolition and construction of a communications tower, among other items to accommodate the proposed building. According to town manager Kristen Lass, the town will have to, quote, go back to the drawing board. Currently, there is not a plan, she told WestfordCAT. I have spoken with members of the select board and the permanent town building committee about some potential possibilities. Voters authorized the Proposition 2.5 debt exclusion for funding for the Blanchard Middle School roof replacement project. Funding for the project was approved at a March 25th annual town meeting. The project is slated to cost $6.5 million, but up to 48.05% of that funding will be offset by a grant from the Massachusetts School Building Authority. Quote, the grant will total about $2.5 million, and it's a huge savings to approve this today, Director of Facilities Jeff Goodwin told WestfordCAT. Blanchard Middle School's roof has historically been a troubled roof, according to Goodwin. We've had several insurance claims on the building. Our deductible has gone up in price, he told us. The project is slated to begin in the summer of 2024 and conclude ahead of the school year. Our goal is to try to wrap up the course of the project in the summer of 2024, he told us. Voters approved a resolution to allow the Select Board to declare the second Monday in October as Indigenous Peoples Day and supersede all local references to Columbus Day. The question was originally proposed as a citizen's petition during an October 18, 2020 special town meeting. Voters rejected that proposal, but referred the question to the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Committee for further consideration. The Select Board did not take a position on the question during an April 25th meeting, but the school committee endorsed the measure in a 4-1 vote during their March 13th meeting. WestfordCAT reached out to Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee Vice Chair Joe Diamond, who noted the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee is, quote, grateful for the vote. With this vote, Westford has joined 20 other cities and towns across the state in honoring the original inhabitants of this land. In Westford, the Nipmuc people, he said. We look forward to celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day together. WestfordCAT also reached out to First Middlesex Republican State Committee member Kathy Lynch and Anthony DeLeo, who's an organizer for Save Columbus Day in Westford. Lynch believes the question, quote, pits half the town at odds with the other half. It's unfortunate that Westford's so-called Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee put forth such a divisive ballot question that excludes half the members of our community that honor Christopher Columbus in this remarkable achievements, Lynch told WestfordCAT. She continued, fortunately, the federal holiday of Columbus Day still remains, and this Westford question is non-binding. Therefore, Westford residents can celebrate Columbus Day in any day that they wish. DeLeo did not immediately respond for comment. A number of additional uncontested races were on the ballot as well. Tom Clay returns to the Select Board, while Chris Barrett has won his second open seat, replacing Anita Tonakar Nguyen. Angela Harkness will return as town moderator. Lynn Claremont and Caroline Roche will both serve on the J.V. Fletcher Library Board of Trustees. Darren Wiss will return to the Planning Board alongside newcomer Joan Croteau. In other news, the Water Department has requested residents voluntarily limit their water usage. The Water Department requests that odd-numbered addresses water on odd-numbered days between 6 p.m. and 9 a.m., and that even-numbered addresses may water on even-numbered days between 6 p.m. and 9 a.m. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, a majority of Middlesex County is considered abnormally dry as of April 27th. According to the Water Department, this schedule follows when evapotranspiration is at its lowest level, making watering more effective in reducing waste. During their April 25th meeting, the Select Board unanimously voted to declare May as Mental Health Awareness Month in Westford.
Is there a motion to approve the proclamation?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor, Scott?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye. Thank you, Nicole.
An event was recently held on the town common to commemorate the proclamation, with attendees from the CNU Sun Foundation, Representative Lori Trahan's office, and State Senator John Cronin's office.
I'd like to personally thank you all for joining us today as we recognize May as National Mental Health Awareness Month. Mental health is a very important part of a person's overall health and well-being. Yet mental health affects millions of people and their families nationwide.
This is Ben Domain, Managing Editor with WestfordCAT News. Thank you very much. See you next week.